Hello, and welcome to my research project on students and whether they prefer to rent a house or rent an apartment. Did you know that according to Door Loop, about 35% of homeowners nationally rent their homes and about 5% of them are college students? Also, according to Zillow, the average cost to rent a home or an apartment is roughly $1,200, which is insanely expensive for a college student to afford per month. Today, I'll be going over the pros and cons of renting a house in college versus living in an apartment in college. I'll be asking them 3 simple questions, which are, first, how's the experience so far? Second, how do you make means of living? Third, looking back at it now, would you rather be living in an apartment or in a house? I believe these results will shock you because I sure was while interviewing these two. First, we have Mason, a current renter of a house in Lubbock. Next, we have Dasha, a renter of an apartment in Lubbock. These two will surely make the results more skewed and more informative on both sides.
Hi, my name is Bradley, and this is
Mason Price.
And we will be discussing a topic over the affordability of renting a house or an apartment at Texas Tech and in Lubbock in general. First question, how's the overall experience in this house?
The overall experience in this house is pretty fun, I'd say. Before the semester started and we all individually got busy, we'd hang out pretty much every night. We'd play Jeopardy together. We'd watch movies. I think we watched the entire Transformers series like the week before school started. So we kind of we all kind of have our own things going on, but we still find time to spend time with each other. But on the contrary, it is a bit difficult living in this house with the way it's organized and like the way the chores get done. One of our roommates works 2 jobs, and is a biology major, so he's constantly busy with school and work, so he's just exhausted, and he does kind of make a mess behind him, but it's just kind of, I don't know the words to describe it, but it's like the messiness bothers me, but it's not my responsibility to handle because I played no part in making the mess. So the fact that the mess is still there and there just seems to be no sense of urgency to get rid of it bothers me. But other than that, I love my roommates.
Interesting. Second question, how do you make means of living?
So I come from a very fortunate situation when it comes to college. I have my parents and grandparents backing me financially, so I don't have to worry about tuition, buying groceries, paying for rent, utilities. I pretty much tell them how much money I need for utilities, rent, etc. They give it to me and then I pay it off, and then my roommates send me their contribution to ensure that we don't fall behind on any bills. But yeah, I rely on my parents as my source of living.
Okay. And looking back at it now, would you rather be living in an apartment or a house right now?
Honestly, I would prefer to be living at the Carlton house in a one-bedroom apartment. Because as I've grown to know, I like my alone time and I like to have my stuff organized in a specific way, and it may not coordinate with my current roommates, but it's nothing against them. I just kind of like to keep my areas neat, and it's hard to do that when you live with 2 other people who each have their own thing to do, so they might not have as much time as I do to like clean and stuff. So that's why I would prefer to be living by myself, because I can just keep it clean day in and day out because I know I have the time to do so.
All right, thank you so much, Mason. Hi, my name is Bradley Wright, and this is
Dasha Fulcher.
Alrighty, and we'll be talking about the overall experience in a house or an apartment. First question, how's the overall experience in your apartment?
It's okay. I love my roommates deeply. They are some of my best friends. They are just very difficult to get along with at times, and they're not the cleanliest, but I love them very much.
Very similar like Masons. Going into the second question, how do you make means of living?
My parents pay for my rent and my utilities every month, and then my mom pays for my groceries, so I'm very fortunate to have them do that for me. Yeah.
Okay. Then the third question, looking back at it now, would you rather be living in an apartment or a house right now?
I'd rather be in a house right now. I think my apartment just doesn't have a lot of space, and I'd rather have like a backyard so I could have a dog, and I feel like, I don't know, a house just has better opportunities for like decorating it and making it your own, and an apartment is just so strict with like what you can and can't do, and a house would just be so much better.
Thank you, Joshua.
After these interviews, I've concluded that both sides have each flipped on their original choice of housing based on their needs they didn't know they had until they fully moved in. Sure, houses do look quite appealing with all that yard space and no neighbors who you can hear through the thin walls, but on the flip side, it's also a huge responsibility to take care of at the same time. Also, income and budget spending is huge, and that is a lesson I myself had to learn practically instantly. All in all, there are many opinions of each housing option. Just make sure you get an area that is well researched and well maintained. Thank you for listening.